Roblox is home to a lot of recreations of other games, whether they're just inspired or full-on rip-offs. Pizza Tower is no exception to this, and ever since the game released, dozens of developers have taken a stab at trying to recreate its uniquely fun movement within the Roblox engine. A couple of days ago, I decided to start a live stream and ask my viewers to give me a selection of what they thought were the best games to come out of this specific subgenre. I managed to pick 5 of the most commonly suggested games, and after playing all of them both on and off stream, I'm finally ready to review each one and see what's truly the best Pizza Tower game on Roblox. I'm mainly going to be looking at each game in terms of movement, gameplay, and overall polish, while also talking about any extra things I noticed along the way. To rate each game, I'll be using a scale from 1 to 5 pizzas, with 1 pizza meaning the game sucked and 5 pizzas meaning it's a certified masterpiece. Finally, if you end up liking this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. These types of videos take forever to make, so your support is always appreciated. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the games. First up, we have a game that's a self-proclaimed Pizza Tower ripoff. The movement in this game is actually really solid, with nearly all of Peppino's moveset being fully implemented. The momentum and physics, while still having a bit of that Roblox jank, are pretty authentic to Pizza Tower, and most importantly, they feel good to play with. Aside from the movement though, this game unfortunately doesn't have too much in terms of actual substance. The environment mainly consists of a bunch of big untextured blocks with a couple equally untextured enemies scattered around. There is an actual test level complete with a button that activates pizza time, but it's still pretty bare bones, and the only real thing of note is that there's a lapping portal by the door in case you want to suffer. However, there is one thing that elevates this game above just being a tech demo, and that's the numerous odd locations and secrets scattered around the map. Starting out, if you travel all the way to the left from spawn, you can find 2 things. The first is a row of machines, each promising a 1 in 500 chance to win a permanent Zippy 3000. I spent like 20 minutes trying to win this mysterious Zippy 3000, but I eventually got bored and gave up. If any of you have won this thing, please tell me what it does in the comments, I'm dying to know. Anyways, right next to this row of machines is a short obstacle course that leads to a shotgun. I originally intended to spend just a couple of minutes beating this course so I could show off the shotgun, but it ended up taking me nearly an hour instead. Oh my god, please. Yes! Oh my god. That was not worth it. Possibly the most interesting landmark on this map is located right behind spawn. If you travel all the way to the edge of the map in this direction, you'll stumble upon an entrance to what seems like a research facility. I was confused as to what this was when I first discovered it, so I ventured inside with everyone on my stream. After traveling down a dark hallway, I was met with a door labeled "Keep Out, No Trespassing." However, since everyone who was following me kept opening the door, I couldn't read this message, so I entered the room anyways. This room seemed to house a containment cell full of some grass and fish for some reason. Eventually, someone managed to open the door to the cell and we all piled in. It seemed like there wasn't that much going on, and I was about to leave when someone decided to jump into this mysterious pit in the middle of the floor. Oh my god, what just happened, bro? Oh! What the fuck is this? Oh my god, why is everyone like a demon creature? Yeah, so I have no idea what happened, but we all got turned into what looks like clones of my sleep paralysis demon. We tried to escape the lab, but sadly the people outside pressed the emergency button and we all got incinerated. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, Pizza Tower games. Well anyways, this game was pretty cool. I give it 3.5 pizzas out of 5. Hey, I was walking around the edge of the map and it looks like I found another secret. I wonder what this door leads to. Oh, what is this? New game? What? Oh. Oh god. What? Uh-oh. Haunted? Is that what that badge says? Oh no, what have I what have I done? This is extremely unsettling. Okay, I guess we go where this arrow points. And there's an ominous timer ticking down to what I can only assume will be my inevitable demise. Oh. Okay. I've been murdered. I think I got killed by fake Peppino there. It's totally still a Pizza Tower game, guys, don't worry. Yeah, so I have no idea why, but apparently there's a door in Pizza Tower ripoff that just leads to this very unsettling mystery game. I'm not sure if this game carries any sort of significance or if it's just a cool little Easter egg added by the devs, but I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable looking at it, so I think I'm just gonna move on before something bad happens. Anyways, I should probably get back to actually talking about Pizza Tower games now, so let's move on to Sunlit Spire. Similarly a Pizza Tower ripoff, this game is mainly focused on attempting to accurately recreate Pizza Tower's movement above all else, with any actual gameplay or environment being less of a priority. This game has many of the same moves available as in Pizza Tower ripoff, with the exception of some moves like the dive, and overall movement has a similar level of polish. One unique thing this game does have is the ability to pick up other players, something I found out by accident when I brutally murdered one of my viewers. This game's map's pretty simple, with two small obstacle courses located right near spawn. Both lead to a button which activates pizza time when pressed, and this is where one of the coolest parts of the game is revealed. Laps 1 through 3 all have their own unique themes made especially for this game, and I have to say they're pretty damn good. If you run out of time during pizza time, the game's mascot, a giant sun named Soulface, spawns instead of Pizza Face. Don't be fooled by his silly expression though, this thing is extremely fast and will catch up to you no matter how much of a head start you have. Uh-oh! Ah! Run! Where did he even come from? Oh lord! Ah! Run away! Oh please! Mercy! Oh, damn it. Along with the obstacle courses, there are several other landmarks scattered around the map that are more for fun than function. In one direction from spawn, there's an extremely long path that leads up to an extremely tall wall, both presumably so you can look at your character's silly running animations for an extended period of time. At the top of the wall, there's a server uptime clock as well as a dance floor, making it a nice place to have a dance party. Towards spawn, there's also this tall structure you can scale up, where at the top you'll see Isaac from The Binding of Isaac frozen in a solid block of ice. The game gives you the option to lick the ice, so naturally I had everyone in the game try to free Isaac by melting the ice with our tongues. Everyone spam F like your life depends on it. Sadly, it doesn't seem like this did anything, so I guess Isaac is just doomed to stay sealed away forever. One of the more interesting things in this game is the multiple buttons scattered throughout the map, which I've still not figured out the purpose of. I tried pressing all the ones that I could find, but nothing seemed to happen, so I either missed one or this is for a feature that hasn't been added yet. Overall, this game has a lot of polish, and I like how it attempts to build its own identity through the unique music, characters, and environmental design. I'm gonna rate this one a solid 4 pizzas out of 5. I'll say right now that out of all the games I picked, the pizza structure felt the least like a tech demo and the closest to an actual finished product. Even though it's still in beta, this game features multiple finished levels, each of which contains secrets, top-ins, a janitor's closet with an accompanying Jerome, and lapping up to lap 3. There's even a full ranking system that, while being pretty basic, is a welcome addition that adds replay value to each level. While the game's levels clearly have a decent amount of effort put into them, the movement leaves a lot to be desired. You only have access to a run button and a taunt button, with crucial moves like the grab and super jump being completely missing. There were also some common problems, like my character refusing to stop running or just falling over for no reason, which made the game pretty frustrating to play at times. As I said though, the game is currently in beta, so I'm sure that the developer is planning on fixing these issues should they continue working on it. When you first spawn in, you're greeted with a very simple hub area. There's a small tutorial section and a replica of Peppino's Pizza, but the max amount of people in a server is only 8, so these places are mostly empty. When you enter the tower, you're greeted with 4 main levels which you can play in any order. The first level is Entrance, a pretty standard John Gutter recreation that's mostly linear in structure. This level introduces all the main objects like toppins and destructible blocks, as well as one gimmick, the disappearing cheese blocks. Next up is Factory, a level that's pretty obviously inspired by PeppyBot Factory. This level introduces 2 new gimmicks in the form of conveyor belts and these laser doors which can be deactivated using a connected button. This is also the first level to have these electric socket blocks, which instead of damaging you just kind of make you flop around like a fish. The third level, Basement, seems to be based on Pizza Scare since there are a bunch of these creepy background faces scattered around the level. The gimmicks introduced in this level are moving platforms and these key doors. Finally, there's Debug Chaos, which I'm pretty sure is just meant to emulate those test maps found in a lot of 3D games. games. There's only one new gimmick in this level, which is these portals that teleport you around, but it does also bring back a couple of old gimmicks like the laser doors. On top of these 4 main levels, there are also a couple of extra levels. All of these levels are admittedly a bit of a nosedive in quality compared to the main ones, but I appreciate their addition nonetheless. Finally, I just wanted to mention that for some godforsaken reason, practically every single level has at least one section that's literally just a maze. There's even a level called The Maze where the entire level is one big maze and every single one of the level's secrets features its own mini maze. These maze sections all consistently sucked and I kinda just wish they weren't there, but thankfully most of them are pretty short and didn't detract from the level's overall quality. Honestly, while this game has its low moments, I still enjoyed it overall, so I'll give it 3 pizzas out of 5 in its current state. Pretty good. The 4th game I'll be covering is a bit of a hidden gem, Manic Monolith. I'm gonna say it right now, but this game is by far the most polished game I played for this video when it came to your character's controls. While a lot of the other games sort of just felt like the developers just slapped all of Peppino's moves onto a bunch of different buttons and called it a day, this game feels like there was actual thought and consideration put into how the game would play, and the controls are built around that. There are only 3 main buttons besides some movement keys, jumping, and taunting. Left shift is used for mock running, E is used for grabbing and any grab related moves, and R is for super jumping while grounded and body slamming while in the air. Only having 3 buttons to worry about ensures that I'm never having to look down at my keyboard to figure out which button does what, and just makes playing the game way less frustrating. Additionally, the movement in this game feels amazing. While every other game I played had a healthy dose of Roblox jank in their physics and overall quality, this game genuinely feels exactly like Pizza Tower. The wall running is on point, the momentum feels perfect, and it works just as well in 3D as it does 2D. A major mechanic in this game is actually the fact that as you play through certain levels, you will encounter both 2D and 3D sections, kinda like in a lot of the more recent 3D Sonic games. This honestly feels perfect and helps to bridge the gap between Pizza Tower's 2D origins and a 3D engine that this game was built in even better. The game currently has one finished level, Empty Entryway, which while being inspired by John Gutter still has completely unique level design and is overall a blast to play. There's also a tutorial level along with 2 other levels that seem to be more for testing purposes. My favorite part of this game though isn't the gameplay, the levels, or the movement. No, my favorite part of this game is all the tiny details that were added to make this game feel extremely expressive and unique. The animations in this game are the best I've seen by far, with even the player character's face being fully animated, and the usage of particle effects goes so far to make every move feel amazing to pull off. Manic Monolith also has its own completely original OST, and while the songs may not quite be Pizza Tower tier, a lot of them are still bangers, and I respect the effort put into making new music. My only real problem with this game is that I wish there was more content, but realistically, if the only complaint with your game is that there's not enough of it, that's pretty good. Well, actually, I do want to point out one more problem with this game, and that was the performance. You may notice that for this section I'm using someone else's gameplay instead of my own, and that's because this game ran worse for me than a Minecraft world with shaders, ray tracing, and max render distance. I have no idea if my computer just sucks, but this game actually ran so badly even when I played it off stream. I didn't have this issue with any of the other games, and weirdly enough the game ran perfectly fine when I tried playing it on my phone, but for some reason my computer just started dying when I played this particular game. Again, this might just be a me issue, but consider this a slight warning if you try to play this game on a lower end device. Still, these minor grievances don't change the fact that this is a phenomenal game, and thus I shall rate it a full 5 pizzas out of 5. The final game I'll be talking about in this video is John's Pizza Tower Testing. This game immediately intrigued me, as upon joining I was prompted to choose either 2D or 3D mode. After further investigation, I found that the controls and movement for both modes are the same, with one just being locked to a 2D view and the other being 3D and more similar to all the previous games. I'll start out with the 3D mode since there's a bit less to talk about. This mode spawns you in an area similar to a lot of the other games in this video. There's a short obstacle course with a pillar that you can destroy, after which you have to run to a nearby door to end pizza time. There's also a cute little replica of Peppino's Pizza, as well as a giant tower which you can teleport on top of. There's not much here, but it's a nice space to just run around and mess with the controls. This game gives you access to nearly all of Peppino's moves, but since the 3D mode doesn't include a tutorial, I ended up just spamming every button until I figured them all out. The 2D mode is much more fleshed out, basically being a full recreation of the first few levels of Pizza Tower. As of right now, it features 3 levels: the tutorial, John Gutter, in Pizzascape, which is still unfinished. The tutorial is slightly altered to better fit this game's different controls, but overall serves as a good introduction. Moving on to John Gutter, this is actually a pretty stellar recreation. While it is missing the secrets, enemies in that one unique room that only shows up during pizza time, the level still has everything else, including all of the top-ins, destroyable blocks, and even the janitor's closet. It does feel a bit weird to play due to the slightly janky physics, but this is still impressively accurate. If I just squinted really hard, I might even be able to trick myself into thinking this was actually Pizza Tower. Finally, we have Pizzascape, which as I mentioned is still currently being worked on. Despite this, pretty much the entire level is fully playable, with the main things missing being a lot of the collectibles and the night transformation. However, this level did highlight a pretty big problem with the controls when it came to sliding through these gaps. See, normally to start sliding in Pizza Tower, you just press down while running, but in this game you have to press Q, a button that's very hard to hold down while simultaneously holding A or D to move. You also have to build up a decent amount of speed to actually start sliding, which would result in me slamming my face into a wall for several seconds until I finally managed to slide under it. Eventually, I realized that you could press Q and F to do a grab slide, but that was still a super awkward button combination because I had to take both fingers off of the movement keys. This could always be fixed if custom keybinds were added, but the controls could have also been changed to better locations, like for instance remapping crouch to controller C. Overall though, this game shows a lot of promise with its accurate level recreations and solid lineup of features, so I think I'll give it 3.5 pizzas out of 5. Alright, now that I've played and rated all 5 games, I think I'll go back over them one more time from favorite to least favorite. Number 1, Manic Monolith. I'm honestly appalled that more people haven't talked about this game, it's genuinely so good. Whenever I upgrade my PC, I'm definitely gonna come back to this one so I can enjoy it at a decent frame rate. Number 2, Sunlit Spire. This game has a clean aesthetic, really good music, and movement that feels buttery smooth. Honestly, the only thing that's holding this one back is the fact that it doesn't really have any gameplay other than that one obstacle course at the start. Number 3, Pizza Tower ripoff. This one's similar to Sunlit Spire but a bit more rough around the edges. I will admit though, I had a lot of fun exploring all the wacky locations around the map. Number 4, John's Pizza Tower Testing. A pretty small game with some genuinely really impressive level recreations. Hopefully the dev keeps working on this one, I'd love to see more. And finally, number 5, the Pizza Structure. This one definitely had the most content out of the bunch and was only held back by some frustrating controls and lack of polish. I'd still recommend it though if you want something with a bit more substance and maybe some challenge. At the end of the day, these games all serve their purpose of recreating certain elements of Pizza Tower in Roblox. Are any of them better than Pizza Tower? No, of course not. But these are all still plenty enjoyable in their own right, and I'd recommend checking out each game if you have the time. Most of these games are only made by one or more independent developers who just wanted to recreate their favorite game within their other favorite game, and I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe let me know in the comments if I should cover more Roblox Pizza Tower games. There were plenty of games that I didn't end up playing, so if this video does well, I may consider revisiting the topic. For now though, I've gotta get back to playing Pizza Tower. The final Noise Lab 3s aren't gonna beat themselves.